Hello, investors. It's time to start talking about money. Experts say you're never too young and too old to start investing your money. There is no right or wrong time. There are good investments and bad investments. I'm here to show you how to make some good investments. This channel I've created is not for those who are seeking to become rich overnight. It's for those who want to accumulate wealth. Keyword wealth. Wealth is something sustainable, more often linked to cash flow. With riches, you can win the lottery, you can have a good inheritance and lose it overnight. I'm here to show you how to attain wealth through real estate and stocks. For now, I'll be focusing on real estate because real estate is more safer, interest rates are at its lowest, and stocks are very volatile, very risky at this point. So I'm starting this YouTube video for a few reasons. I get asked all the time from my coworkers, my banker, my lawyer, real estate agents, brokers, what is your method? So I'm creating this video because I realize the number one reason why people do not invest is because of fear. Fear is what keeps the poor poor and the rich rich. The rich are able to monopolize and invest when the poor will not. Some people invest in their 401k, their 457, their TDA, all these different retirement accounts. And it's best to directly invest your own money. How can you do that? Real estate is a great way to do that. Real estate gives you that passive income that your 401k will not give you, neither your TDA. So I'm here to show you how to do that. I've also created this channel to share some of my personal experiences over the years of investing. I started off with absolutely nothing and now I'm able to make $1 million deals. So I would like to show you how to gain extra income or extra passive income. So what is passive income and why is it so important in reference to becoming wealthy? I like to think of passive income as my money is always working for me. Regardless of if I'm sick, if I'm on vacation, whatever the case, my money is making money at all times. So it's important to understand to get to this level, it's not an overnight thing. It takes time, dedication, and work. So you could argue that, hey, I watch TV, these guys make a lot of money, they make these big flips, they roll high rollers. But when you look at those kind of shows, those are people who often have that large chunks of money to invest and risk. At this stage in the game, we're starting off from nothing and we're gonna work our way up. Which leads me to the fourth reason why I created this channel. Most of those seminars, podcasts, books you read, YouTube videos you look at, most of them create a false sense of reality or hope. And I'm here to show you the right way of how to do. So my plan is to release a topic every week and show you the steps that I've taken into receiving multiple forms of passive income. One of the topics I will cover is real estate right for you? I will discuss the pros and cons of owning real estate. I will discuss how much should you save to buy your first home. Should my first home be a multifamily or single family is an important topic that we will consider. When should you buy a home? When should you sell a home? Should you use a broker, agent when you're doing these transactions? When to refinance a home? When to pull out the equity? How can you buy a home for free is one of the topics that we will consider. And since there's a growing fear of a recession, should you even consider real estate as an investment? Please subscribe to this video if you like the topics that I've just mentioned. Also, please feel free to leave in the comments any topics that you would like to discuss in detail. So let's jump into it. So, you want to buy your first piece of real estate and then get into it, you have absolutely no money. There's a few important things that needs to be done. One, you need decent credit. You don't need excellent credit. You don't need an 800 credit. You do not need a 700 credit score. Something along the lines of 600 to 700 can get you in there. The higher credit score, the more easier it becomes and the better your interest rate is. But for those who want to start from nothing and keep building yourself up, try to get somewhere between a 6 and a 700 before you start. Now, I'm not going to explain how to repair your credit or get your credit better because there's a lot of resources out there that's easily available to you. Google it and you can get that information that you need. Okay, so you need a decent credit score. That's number one. Two, you have to have some cash. Now, you're like, hey, you're supposed to teach me how to start off from nowhere. But the truth is, you do need some cash. Not a substantial amount. You have to judge how much cash you need based on your area. So I would say if you're investing or maximizing the amount that's going into your retirement account, I would say contribute the minimum and start storing your cash. I would say get a second job. I would say even if you can get a gift to get yourself started and repay that money back to your friends or family, that's a good route to go to. So you want to get that cash. Set a monthly goal. Write on a paper how much can you realistically save, how long would it take you to get to your goal, and write down your monthly expenses, what you need versus what you want. Saving requires delayed gratification. You want the nice car, you want the nice watch, the nice bag. You can get all of these things after very easily when you have that passive income rolling in. Every dollar adds up at this point and can help you reach your goal. Now you're probably thinking, well, what is my goal? What should my goal be? Your goal is very specific to you and to your area. Everyone says generically, hey, you need 20% to put down on a house. Save up 20%. I totally disagree with that. I've never put down 20% on any house. I think it is the most foolish thing anyone could ever do. And I'm going to tell you why. They say put down 20% for two reasons, basically two reasons. And the two reasons is to try to get a better rate. Secondly, to avoid the PMI. And that PMI stands for private mortgage insurance. It's that money that you're basically thrown into the wind because you have not reached that value. You get hit with the PMI because you have not reached that certain value in your home. So the bank says, hey, you're kind of a risk. We're going to charge you a little bit more because we lent you this money. Had you put 20%, you would have avoided this. But I say pay the PMI. It's temporary. It's better to put down 3.5% or the minimum the bank will allow you. Why? It's simple. The math makes sense. And you'll hear me say this over and over and over and over. It's all about the numbers. I don't care how I feel. I don't care how much I love a house. I don't care about a lot of stuff. If it makes sense, if the numbers add up, I am with it. So you have $1 million home, right? The average 2-family home in my neighborhood is close to $1 million. Now, does it make sense for me to save up to 3.5% or to save up to 20%? 3.5% of $1 million is $35,000. So with $35,000, I can now invest, whether I'm saving really hard, get in a gift, get into a 2-family, and start making some income, right? And one of the most expensive things is the cost of living. So getting you that 2-family can really reduce that cost and potentially bring you in some passive income. At 20%, I would need to save close to $200,000. Now, $35,000 versus $200,000. How long would it take you to save $200,000 to start investing in real estate? It could take you a long time. Even if I had $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000, I would still put $35,000, keep my money, and reinvest that money somewhere else to make more money, opposed to dumping all of it into a home. And now I'm limited in how I do my future investments. So that's why I will always put 3.5%. You can always pay the PMI for a year or two, and when you build up enough equity, refinance and drop that PMI off. So just to recap, determine the average multifamily home price in your area. Then save 3.5% or the minimum the bank tells you that you have to save, right? Once you've found out what the average home is and your goal is, now you begin to save. Do whatever it takes to save. Skip on the coffee, skip on the bag, skip on the movie. The best way to do this is also tell your family and friends, hey, I'm on a mission. I have my goals set. I'm trying to save some money, and you work hard towards your goal. That's basically how you get into real estate. We'll go into more topics, more detail. Just start a video. Next video, we're gonna start to get more in depth with topics. The first topic we'll address is buying a multi-family home. Why is it the best route to go opposed to buying a single family home or a condo? Thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe.